Hello, welcome back. My name is Amanda and this is my channel all about knitting. Today I thought it would be fun to scroll through all of my likes on Instagram and pick some patterns out to share that I have liked recently on Instagram. I thought it was maybe a little bit of a way to do like a pattern roundup roulette. I guess we'll see some of the patterns that I've liked recently and hopefully find some new patterns along the way. So it is going to be a mishmash of all sorts of sweaters, cardigans, tank tops, all sorts of things today, but I think it's going to be a really fun one, so let's jump on in. Okay, so I have pulled up my likes on Instagram. If you've never been able to get to this before, all you have to do is go into your settings and then your activity, and there'll be a likes option up at the top here, and it'll show you everything you've liked, which is really nice because I'll like posts sometimes and then completely lose them and forget about posts. So once I figured out I could do this, it was great. But let's scroll through some of these patterns in here. I'm not gonna go like specifically in order because some of these are not knitting patterns. I follow accounts that aren't knitting related. Some of these are like not finished things. So let's see here. Maybe I'll kind of just pull things that catch my eye from my likes. Obviously I liked all of these before, but yeah, let's do it that way. Let's pull some things that kind of catch my eye, and then once I found something that's fun, we will pull it up on Ravelry and we'll kind of look up some information on it. Ooh, definitely this one. Okay, here we go. I'll make sure I pop some photos up on the screen after too. This is from Mareka Knit. It says it's the Francesca Sweater. The texture on this is really cool. Okay, let's find it on Ravelry. Okay, so this says, yes, Francesca Sweater by Mareka Knit. It is a pattern knit with light fingering and lace held together to get an Aran weight gauge. So 17 stitches by 35 rows for 4 inches of knitting. Size is extra small through 3XL. Do I have some measurements here? That is about, finished bust circumference is 44.5 to 57 inches. In bust circumferences, that's 113 to 145 centimeters. So not the most size inclusive pattern, but the texture on this is really pretty. So it says it's work from the top down. You start with the back, then the front, and then connect that in the round and work down. And it just has that really pretty, like, is that almost a dropped or dips? No, those are little cables. So you've got a mix of knits and purls and tiny little cables or twist stitches in there. I think that's really pretty. I like that the gauge on it is a little bit looser. I think that would knit up a little bit quicker. It says it's available in English, German, Polish, and Danish. I think you could get away with knitting that just out of a straight Aran too if you're not like a mohair Surrey type person, and it would make for a really pretty sweater. Shall we keep scrolling? Let's see here. Oh, this is beautiful. Culbury by Joanna. This is the Caspar Cardigan, and they've knit it out of mohair. That would look so cute over a dress. Very pretty. Very different. I like the, like, it's almost like a peplum, but it has that V in the front of it. Okay, so this is the Caspar Cardigan by Joanna Garrick. I have knit, or I don't know if I've knit one of her patterns, but I've definitely talked about them on the channel before. So this is fingering held with 2 strands of lace to get a worsted. Also the same gauge almost, 17 stitches by 26 rows for 4 inches. This is a very new pattern. This came out, oh no. I don't know what year it is anymore. This came out last April, April 2023. Size is extra small through 4XL. Oh, it says it's reversible too. That's cool. So you can do the V in the front, like in the photo I held up on my phone, or you can do like more of a curved neck in the front and move that V to the back and have the buttons running down the back. That would be super cute. It looks like you might be able to knit it as well without that, yes, without that frill. So you have the option to do either of those too, which is cool. Sizes, let's see. I only have centimeters on here, so maybe I'll pop on the screen the inches. But finished bust circumference is anywhere from 89 to 142 centimeters with 5 centimeters of positive ease. It says it's worked top down. It's a raglan. I hope you can't hear my neighbors cutting the lawn. Hopefully I can cut that out if it shows up, but it is springtime and it is time to cut the lawn. Yeah, this is a really beautiful pattern. They used soft silk mohair. Oh, it says fingering weight at the top there, but it sounds like they just held only soft silk mohair for this. So 3 strands of soft silk mohair. So yeah, a relatively loose gauge, but I think it's really pretty. I love that like frilly peplum-y sort of thing that's going on. And if you did wear that backwards with the V in the back and the buttons running down it and then that peplum, oh, that would be so cute. Beautiful pattern. Okay, cool. Yeah, I think I'm gonna save that one to my favorites. Okay, this here is from the Knit Stitch. It's like a pumpkin-y sort of colored lace. Is there cables in that too? Yeah, cables and lace pullover. That's really pretty. It is called Cables and Lace Sweater. There you go. It has cables and lace. I like it. Straight and to the point. Okay, this is by Melanie Reinert, and it doesn't have a yarn weight, but the gauge is 14 stitches by 20 rows. So I'm gonna say that's like at least an Aran weight yarn for that. Only 5 sizes, unfortunately. So extra small through extra large, anywhere from 89 to 115 centimeters for bust circumference. And they use We Are Knitters yarn for this one, Touch Me Wool. It doesn't even have the weight of the yarn on the Touch Me Wool. It says 400 meters per 50 grams. I don't know if they're holding it double in here or what. Like, I almost feel like it, especially with the gauge, but it doesn't seem to say on the Ravelry page, which is a little weird. Oh, here we go. I just can't read. 3 strands of mohair held together. So slightly expensive. I guess you could get mohair from like Knit Picks or somewhere like that and it wouldn't be so expensive. Or you could just knit this out of whatever yarn you need to get gauged. So like an Aran or a worsted or something like that. Because yeah, 14 stitches by 20 rows is a pretty well, not chunky yarn, but it's a thicker yarn for sure. So yeah, not tons of information on the page. It's very cute. Does anyone knit it? There's a couple projects in there. Someone tested it and they used the exact same, the We Are Knitters yarn. I was just hoping I could see someone who had maybe done it with a worsted or something like that, but pretty pattern. It's got a really deep neck to it. I wish there was, it's a folded over neck, that's why. So it's a pretty wide collar. Like I feel like it would hit about here on me. It doesn't have any photos on the page though of it worn. So it's kind of hard to say. But yeah, pretty pattern. Designer I've never heard of before. Well, other than I've seen them on Instagram, but I've never seen any of their patterns on Ravelry, so that's kind of fun. Let's see what else we can find. I'm feeling very cable-y from what I can see here in my likes. It's a lot of cables. Oh, here's some lace that's fun. It's a reel. There we go. This is from Stitching Simply. It's like a lace pullover. It's got, I never know what to call that. It's not picot, scalloped. It has a scalloped hem on the bottom, which is really cute. Does it have it on the cuffs? No, but you could totally scallop the cuffs too if you wanted. This is called, let's see here. This is called the Lucille Sweater. So this pattern is from Stitching Simply. It's knit out of sport weight yarn. Gauge of 20 stitches by 28 rows, so you could knit that at a DK weight too, honestly. That's usually my DK gauge. They suggest either Cascade yarns or Hobie Friends, so 2 really affordable yarns. Oh, I love this. Size range is amazing, all the way from extra small to 7XL. So it doesn't have a full circumference, it just has width, so like half of the sweater circumference, anywhere from 43 to 94 centimeters, or 17 to 37 inches. I don't want to do math on the fly for that, but that would be like just half of your bust circumference measurement. So lots of sizes on this one. It looks like it was designed in collaboration with Hobbii, so the pattern is on Ravelry, but it's also on the Hobbii website as well. They don't specifically sell kits, but they do have like all of the information on here on what you would need to purchase for whatever size you're knitting. So that's kind of cool. It's knit from the bottom up in the round, all over repeating lace. 1x1 ribbing, scallop details. Oh, it does scallop on the cuff. There's scallops on the cuff. That's really cute. I like that. It's a little fun, different detail. It's a really cute pattern. And another designer I haven't heard a lot of. They have quite a few patterns actually too. There's some really pretty stuff in here. Fun! I like this. I'm finding some new designers. I feel like what I see on Ravelry and Instagram is so different. I wish I saw all my posts on Instagram if we're being honest, but like what the algorithm has decided I want to see on Instagram is so different than the stuff that pops up when I search on Ravelry. So this is kind of fun, finding some new different things. Let's see what else I have in here. I think we'll go to 10 patterns. That's usually what I tend to do with these videos. So, oh my gosh, this is beautiful. Marzena I'm not even gonna try and say the rest of their name. Marzena, I'm sorry. This is the Priscilla cardigan. This kind of reminds me of the Primaveral cardigan that I just finished recently. It's got that scalloped button band on it and some really pretty lace. Let's see, someone is now leaf blowing outside. Tis spring, I guess. Ugh. Why? I have some neighbors that are just so obsessed with leaf blowing, and I don't understand. Do not understand. Anyways, Priscilla cardigan, Marzena Kolazek. We're gonna go with that. It's gonna be on the screen. This is a cardigan. It is knit out of fingering and lace held together. Gauge 11 stitches and 28 rows. That's weird. I wonder if they're not counting the yarn overs. It says one full repeat of lace chart. See notes. I will see notes because that is weird. I don't know how they're measuring the gauge on this, but the gauge says 11 stitches by 24 rows in the lace chart, which seems like bulky weight gauge to me, so they must not be counting the yarn overs in there or something. 7 sizes for this one. Charming cardigan was designed to satisfy the deepest desire for beauty and sophistication of every romantic and sensitive soul. Ooh. Slightly cropped cardigan with lace stitch patterns, cables, and baubles. I did notice the baubles on there. That's something though, if you're not a bauble knitter, don't like baubles particularly that much. You can easily omit them, and if it says to bauble, you can just treat it as a knit stitch and just omit the bauble completely. Looks like there's no seaming. It's worked top down. Yep, top down, completely seamless. There's not a super deep V-neck on the front. I do like that it's a V-neck though, but it does look like the back collar of it is pretty wide and almost boat necky in a way. Oh, that's cool. It says each size in the pattern is on a separate file. So once you figure out what size you want to knit, you're not going to have to like search through and go and highlight all of your size instructions or anything. You just download that size PDF and you're good to go. I like that. Have I said, I don't know if I've said size measurements for this yet. Let me see. So anywhere from 89 to 148.5 centimeters. Or 35 to 58.5 inches. So not the most size inclusive again. It's missing a couple of those higher up sizes, but there's a decent range on it. I think it's pretty cute. Again, another cardigan that would look really cute with a dress. That's how it's styled here in these photos. So I do like that. But you could also do like high-waisted jeans, or we're getting into summer, high-waisted shorts would be cute too. I like it, obviously, because I liked it on Instagram, but you know, I like it. Let's see, what else is in here? Oh my gosh, I was showing this to everyone. This is a new pattern from Sosu Knits. This is, I'm assuming it's pronounced Ginny the Ginny Cardigan. It's all brioche, but I just love the way she's used color in this, and it has pockets. Love me some pockets. So this pattern is from Suzanne Summer. I've knit a couple of her shawls before, but I don't think I've knit any of her garments. Calls for DK white yarn, 20 stitches by 20 rows for your gauge. Casual cardigan featuring a textural gingham plaid pattern in brioche and garter. It's knit top down with a drop shoulder and a boxy fit. Let's see here. Measurements. You have 6 different sizes, anywhere from 90 to 180 centimeters bust circumference, or 35.5 to 70 3/4 inches. Calls for 10 to 30 centimeters or 4 to 12 inches of positive ease. So pretty oversized. 4 different colors. You could totally get away with doing this just in 2 different colors too though, because it's got like the main color that's the gray, and then it's striping with the pink and the green, but you could just do the gray and like 1 striping color too, and I think that would be really pretty. I like this one. It's very different to anything that I have. I like too that the brioche is only on the body and not the sleeves, so you have some really simple stockinette sleeves with just the brioche at the cuff. It's really pretty. I don't know how the pockets are added on, but that's always fun. Learn some new construction. It doesn't look like they're seamed. It almost looks like they're knit as you go. Don't quote me on it, but that's kind of what I'm seeing there. Anyways, very pretty pattern. I have seen that a couple times on Instagram now, and I've really liked it every time. This is another pattern I've seen quite a bit lately. It just recently came out. This is the Hannah Cardigan My Size. It's from Noelle Knits on Instagram. She had originally designed like a children's size of the pattern, and then I think it was so popular that she came out with an adult version. And it just released on Thursday, April 18th. Really pretty. Let me see if I can find it on Ravelry. This pattern is by Sarah Antipenkov. It is knit out of fingering held double to get a DK weight. The gauge here is 17 stitches by 36 rows in half fisherman's rib. So it's going to be a labor of love type project, that's for sure. Half fisherman's rib is definitely a slower going stitch, but it's so worth it for the squish. I really love half fisherman's rib. I have a cardigan in it I knit last year, and it's so cozy. 9 different sizes. Let's see here. Measurements anywhere from 28 to 60 inch bust, or 71 to 152.5 centimeters. And ease, you're looking at about 9.5 inches or 24 centimeters of positive ease. There are a couple different length options available in the pattern, so standard or cropped. It also says on here, if you're in the larger size ranges, I was unable to have testers for the last 3 sizes, so if you'd like to knit this pattern, I will gladly send the pattern to you at no cost in exchange for feedback. That's cool. I like that. I know it can be hard to find testers sometimes for those larger sizes, but I like that she's willing to give it to you for no cost and then kind of do a test knit later down the line for your size if that's the size you're gonna knit. Yeah, it's a beautiful pattern. Just a really simple cardigan with a V-neck front, really cozy, squishy. She's got it styled here a lot with jeans and stuff, which is my preferred outfit, so I like that. Very cute. The increases on the shoulder are really pretty and well thought out too. I would show you on my computer screen, but if I'm being honest, it's disgusting. But beautiful pattern, and there's already 34 projects, so I don't know how many of these are test knits, but even if that's just test knits, she's had it thoroughly tested, which is awesome. So yeah, I love that pattern. A very nice classic pattern that could become a staple. I like stuff like that, especially cardigans. I've been trying to knit so many cardigans lately because they just feel like a staple in my wardrobe. So that would definitely be one of those staple pieces for sure. Speaking of cables, the braided cables on this are so pretty and chunky. This is Anne's Spring Day Cardigan by Knit the Knit. I think it just came out recently too. That's cool. This designer looks like they're from Korea. Let us see what we can find. Okay. Anne's Spring Day Cardigan by Yoonji Jang. This is knit out of fingering and lace held together to get DK weight, 18 stitches by 26 rows in stockinette for gauge. It's a drop-down shoulder cabled cardigan with loose fit worked from the top down. Oh, it's inspired by Anne of Green Gables. I love Anne of Green Gables. It's literally probably my favorite book series. I've read those so many times. I was the kid in like grade 4 sitting in the back of the room, done all my work and reading Anne of Green Gables. That was me growing up. It comes in sizes small to 3XL. It's 106 to 137 centimeters or 42 to 54 inches bust circumference. I knit it with a tweed yarn too. That's cool. That's not something I thought to do on a cable cardigan, but I like it a lot. So it's got those braided cables, some like zigzaggy cables, and then there's also little like flowers of baubles on the edges of it as well. And the cables carry down the sleeves too, which is really pretty. Another V-neck cardigan. Can you tell I like V-neck cardigans? I like how they fit me just that little bit more. Not that I don't like a higher crew neck type cardigan, but something about a V-neck cardigan is super cute. I love the yarns in this that are held together. Oh, there's a green version too and a blue one. Oh, those are the test knitters, okay. In the sample photos, like the sample knit that the designer did, it's Hedgehog Fibers Tweety Bliss and Knitting Day Mohair. So I wonder if the mohair is like that pinky color and that's what's giving it a wash of that really pretty pink. But oh, the tweed in there is really, really cute. I don't see ease anywhere here on the Ravelry page, but it's definitely quite a bit of positive ease. It says it's a loose fit, so that's a really cute pattern. Couple different projects on here. Couple different people have knit it. I like that a lot. I've been getting recommended a lot more Korean knitters on Instagram lately, and it's definitely brought a whole bunch of really cool, unique patterns that I haven't seen before to my feed, which I love. So it's been really fun to kind of see some new stuff. Not all of the typical designers that everyone seems to know in the knitting community, like Andrea Mowry or Caitlin Hunter or like those sort of things. It's been fun to get recommended some really new designers that I haven't seen before. Oh, I love this one. I know exactly which pattern this is and I want to show this as well. This is also from Mareka Knit and it is the most beautiful long cardigan. Would I have the patience to knit a cardigan this long? I don't know. Maybe if it's knit out of chunkier yarn. I'm not sure what it's knit out of. This is called the Ralph cardigan. Like I said, again from Mareka Knit. Erin, wait. Okay, I could do that. It is DK and lace held together. That almost sounds like a worsted to me. Yeah, I would say worsted. Ravelry saying Erin, I say worsted. Gauge here is 19 stitches by 27 rows. Sizes extra small through 3XL. That is, circumference is 117 to 145 centimeters or 46 to 57 inches. It's a really small range. Interesting. This came out in 2023. I feel like it should have a better size range. Anyways, let's see. Classic and minimalist, I would agree. So it's worked top down in stockinette stitch, starts in the back and then moves forward and is connected flat under the arms. They have a lot of different yarn options, yarn recommendations here. Sandusgarn, Lana Grossa. Comes in a whole bunch of different languages too, which is awesome. I don't see ease on here again. What is with patterns and not putting ease on them? I'm really picky when I pick patterns for videos that are like a little bit more planned out in pattern collections. And I always want them to have, oh, here's yours, ease. See, here's part of the problem though too. When I'm winging it like this, I can't like take the time to look ahead. So I'm just kind of doing it on the fly, which I like because it's less planning for me. And I didn't really want to spend a lot of time planning this video this week, but then I miss things sometimes. This is, let's see, 30 centimeters or 12 inches larger than your actual bust circumference. So when, yeah, that makes me disappointed about the sizes. Because if you take 12 inches off of 57 inches, that means the largest bust circumference on this is 45 inches, which is just a little bit larger than my bust measurements. That's a little small. and a little disappointing. It's a pretty pattern. I feel like maybe you could take something that's a little bit more size inclusive. Let me see. Let me look through my Ravelry favorites here. I'm sure I have some like simpler stockinette cardigans saved that you could totally lengthen out and make longer. I will recommend you something that I think would be great if you're looking for something that's a little bit more size inclusive. Here we go. The Calm Down Cardigan by Lily Kate France is beautiful. It's just a nice stockinette cardigan. It's got a saddle shoulder to it and a really pretty rib detail on it that's not terribly complicated. And it is made to fit a bust of anywhere from, finished bust circumference is anywhere from 39.5 to 71.5 inches, or 100 to 181 centimeters. And it calls for about 10 to 12 inches or 25 to 30 centimeters positive ease. So that means the largest size will fit about a 62-inch bust, or about 157 centimeter bust. Much prefer this pattern. So a lot better for the size inclusivity end of things. And you could totally lengthen this if you wanted to. This is knit out of DK weight yarn and the gauge is 22 stitches by 32 rows. Okay, how many patterns have I done? I don't know. 1, 2, I'm trying to save them in my Ravelry as I look at them because otherwise I will totally forget. I think I have one more pattern I can pull. Well, let's hope my math is correct, but I believe I've shown 9. So I will pull one more pattern out of my lakes and we will call it a video after that. Oh, let's do this one. This just came out from Perfectly Knotted. This is the Head in the Clouds tee. It's a really cute summer tee. And it's got this really pretty color work on the bottom of it that looks almost like a cloud. If I remember correctly, they designed this pattern last spring or summer and then didn't have a chance to release it, and so it's kind of been waiting and they have released it now. Yeah, let me find this one. We haven't talked about a lot of tees in this video and it is almost summer, so we definitely should. Okay, let's see. Head in the Clouds tee by Claire Jackson. This is a knit out of worsted weight yarn, 17 stitches by 24 rows. Uses Hobie Portobello. What is that? What's the content of that? Oh, it's cotton. Okay, so it's a cotton and acrylic and wool blend of yarn. So definitely made to be more of a spring summer tee, but with a little bit chunkier of a cotton. It's knit top down. It's a raglan. So no bottom up sweaters. I prefer top down. So I like this one. It's top down. It's meant to have anywhere from 5 to 10 inches of positive ease. 10 different sizes, anywhere from a 31.5 to a 70.1. Ooh, very precise sizing. 35.5 to 70.1 inches. So lots of different sizes and the 5 to 10 inches of positive ease. So your largest size is about 60 inches when you take out that positive ease. It looks like, oh fun, you hold the main color double and then when you get to the cloud portion you hold the main color with a strand of your contrast color to give you this really pretty marley sort of look in the clouds. So they kind of look like they're floating or like fading across the bottom of your t-shirt. I like that a lot. What a cute t-shirt. Very different. We've talked a lot of cables and lace today, so it's nice to see something that's color work. I like that a lot. It also shows, which I really like, how much yardage you'll need per additional inch. So if you want to lengthen the sweater, it says exactly how much yardage you'll need for every inch that you want to add to the sweater. I like that a lot. I wish patterns did that more, because you knit something and say it's a cropped cardigan, but you want to knit it longer, it's hard to know how much yarn you're gonna need to add that extra length if you're ordering all of the yarn ahead of time before you swatch, which you have to if you're buying hand-dyed yarn because you want it all to be the same dye lot. Even when you're buying commercial yarn, you want it to be the same dye lot, so you kind of have to order it at the same time. So it's nice to be able to easily calculate how much yarn you're gonna need if you want to make it longer. Cool. I like this pattern a lot. I might have to knit that sometime soon. Let's be honest, I have no time. I have too many things on the go all at once, but I have lofty goals. Okay, I think that was 10 patterns. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this. I know it's a little bit different, a little less structured, but I don't know, I wanted to do something different. Sitting down and talking about patterns from my notes all the time can kind of get a little bit boring, so I thought it'd be fun to switch things up a little bit. We'll see if this is a disaster for me to edit. That'll probably decide if I want to do this again. But if you like this style of video, let me know down in the comments for sure. I would appreciate that. And if you haven't subscribed already, I would really appreciate if you did that as well. It helps out the channel so much. And you can also hit the notification bell to know every time I upload a new video. I will see you next week for a regular podcast video talking about what I've been working on over the past couple weeks. Bye!